Gas and diesel prices continue to rise, driving up transportation costs for truckers. And greenhouse gases continue to build up in the Earth's atmosphere, slowly raising the temperature of the planet. A company in Western Canada has introduced a product which causes gas and diesel engines to burn fuel more efficiently, and therefore burn less of it. Empire Hydrogen Energy Systems has been testing the technology of the company's fuel enhancement system for over 3 years, with somewhat spectacular results. Lower fuel costs, increased power, cleaner exhaust emissions, and longer engine life. The Empire Hydrogen Fuel Enhancement System can reduce fuel consumption in a vehicle's engine by as much as 10 to 25% and more, while increasing overall performance. Exhaust emissions are not only proportionately lower, but much cleaner due to more complete combustion of the fuel. Sure. How does it work? The answer is hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element in the universe. In a 4-cycle engine, a mixture of vaporized fuel and air is ignited in sequence in each cylinder chamber, causing enormous pressure. Pistons are forced down to turn the engine's crankshaft, then rise to expel exhaust gases. The less fuel that is used, and the more completely it's burned, the fewer harmful exhaust emissions are produced. And this is where hydrogen comes in. Adding a small amount of hydrogen and oxygen to the air-fuel mixture increases the flame speed during combustion. This results in complete burning of the fuel, higher performance, and cleaner exhaust. Less fuel is consumed, resulting in better gas mileage and a further reduction in overall carbon emissions. The Empire Hydrogen Fuel Enhancement System produces the optimum amount of hydrogen required on demand by the electrolysis of water. A pulsing DC current is passed through distilled water treated with a conductive chemical electrolyte. The water releases its 2 component elements as hydrogen and oxygen gas. This gaseous mixture is dried and piped into the air intake of the engine. No modification whatsoever is made to the engine, but the results are astounding.
Originally when I'd fill up, I'd get about just over 400 kilometers to a tank. And then after the unit went on, it went up to as high as 475. Not only that, but the power, the extra power that I had for like when I have a heavy load, like when I'm maxed out my GVW, if I go up any type of incline, say over 6 or 7%, I'm barely doing the speed limit. But with that unit on, I don't even notice it anymore.
Obviously, the ideal market for this innovative product is the trucking industry, where the cost of fuel is a major business expense.
Fuel used to be, as a general rule, a third of your operating costs for commercial vehicles. And about 2 years ago, it finally crested up to 50%.
Everything you buy is at some point loaded into a truck and delivered to a warehouse or retail store. Efforts to reduce fuel costs are at an all-time high.
My monthly fuel bill is approximately $14,000. Anything that I could do to get that fuel cost down is all cream right off the top.
For us in town, if we can pick up a half a mile per gallon, that's huge over the year. On the highway, if you can pick up a mile per gallon, that's also huge.
I was told years ago that a large fleet, they will change engine suppliers for a 1.5% gain.
The Empire Fuel Enhancement System is producing fuel savings of 10 to 25%.
Well, we were averaging in town between high 3s and 4. Sometimes we'd hit 4.5, again, depending on traffic. Now I'm hitting 5s.
According to the annual Canadian Vehicle Survey, the number of vehicles on the road increases each year. In 2009, there were over 500,000 medium-sized trucks registered in Canada, and over 325,000 large trucks 15 tons and over. In the U.S., motor vehicle registration categories vary with state, and national totals are difficult to acquire, but the numbers will be well over 10 times the Canadian totals. Large transport rigs that rack up fuel bills of as much as $10,000 a month could pay for an Empire Hydrogen fuel enhancement system in 6 to 9 months. Smaller delivery vehicles use a smaller unit and could typically save enough on fuel to pay for it in the first year.
I would say that I'm saving, I'd say about $300 a month on my fuel bill.
The Empire distribution network consists of 3 levels. The manufacturer, Empire Hydrogen, markets the product through master distributors, who pay a fee for the sales rights to an exclusive territory. The fee is related to the number of commercial vehicles registered in that territory. Each master distributor supplies the product to his independent dealers in the territory, who install the product in the customer's vehicle. The Empire Hydrogen Fuel Enhancement System is built in Canada at the company's Research, Development and Manufacturing plant in Sydney on Vancouver Island. Individual components are constructed to the highest technical standards and assembled to meet Empire Hydrogen's strict quality specifications. Installation is performed by factory-trained technicians, and mobile installation centers are now being set up across Western Canada. The Empire Hydrogen management team is highly experienced at launching and managing new business enterprises. The CEO and board chairman is Sven Jelta, who has led successful startups in high-tech electronics manufacturing, marine telecommunications, and electronics research. Marcel Brichon is a director and vice president of corporate development. He has substantial corporate and financial experience and is a fellow of the Canadian Securities Institute. Peter Jensen is a board member and Empire's legal counsel. His extensive experience in corporate and securities law includes major international representations. Peter also has a science degree from McGill University. Dale Bellavance is president of the Bell Group and a member of the Empire Hydrogen board. Dale's business experience ranges from commercial development and construction to international tourism. Chris Novak is Empire's general manager. He has worked in high-tech product design, development, and manufacturing for 4 decades. The Empire team includes several others who are experts in accounting, marketing, and communications, including KPMG, the company's auditor. Empire has engaged a patent attorney to assist with protection of proprietary technologies. Further information on the management team may be found on the company's official website, empirehydrogen.com.
I was getting 12 to 14, and then when you could get out on the highway, if you could get 16, 17, you were doing quite well. The same truck, but it's got the Empire Hydrogen system attached to it. My mileage reader would start reading anywhere from 18 to 24 miles per gallon on my onboard computer here. So.
Best Environmental Technologies of Edmonton, Alberta performed independent real-life tests on 5 vehicles on a road test route in the Victoria area. They reported the reduction of fuel consumption in the vehicles tested ranged from 14.9% to 27%. In addition, measurements were performed on exhaust emissions, including carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and hydrocarbons. The report concluded that the addition of HHO gas to the engines of the test vehicles significantly reduced harmful emissions and improved fuel economy. The entire report may be viewed at empirehydrogen.com. Empire's beta testing program has produced similar results.
Before the hydrogen system, the Empire Hydrogen system was installed, that truck would consistently get sort of a range between 6.9 and 7.3 miles per gallon. Now, I very rarely get under 8 miles per gallon.
The 2 drivers we have that use it have definitely noticed a difference. Increase in power, the truck seems to run smoother.
I could tell as a driver, yeah. It increased my horsepower a bit. It just made the haul a little bit nicer. Quiets the truck down a little bit more as well. You know, if we're getting better fuel mileage, better horsepower, and cleaner air, well, obviously it's a better system.
It'll pay for itself, no question about it. And after that, it's basically free. All you're adding is water.
Future markets include marine applications, where a pair of 2,000 horsepower engines on a large motor yacht can burn up to 1,000 liters of fuel per hour at cruising speed. Empire Hydrogen has already received inquiries from vessel owners, and the company plans to expand into this lucrative market with a line of certified marine fuel enhancement systems in the near future. Clearly, that future is bright for Empire Hydrogen. Energy costs and environmental concerns are at an all-time high. Transportation companies are looking for ways to save money and reduce pollution. Governments at all levels are defining ambitious goals and providing incentives for environmental programs. Investors want to support businesses that are growing into the future. Empire Hydrogen is today's opportunity for future rewards, and the timing couldn't be better. Ask yourself, what's not to like about reducing fuel costs and making a cleaner future home for our children? In today's world of internal combustion engines, the Empire Hydrogen Fuel Enhancement System saves fuel, increases engine power, reduces harmful exhaust emissions, makes engines last longer, and Empire Hydrogen could be the business opportunity you've been looking for. Ask us for details. Invest in hydrogen. It simply works. And that's a fact.